their riches in rust? We'll find out as two teams of money-motivated car strippers attempt to turn maximum profits from breaking end-of-life vehicles.
35 quid.
It's never 1.5.
140 nicker.
£400.
It's a process that requires teamwork,
Be careful, all right?
slick salesmanship,
Here's your diff. Oh.
and competition so intense it can feel like war. Today's challenge will see the teams attempting to make maximum profit from stripping a vehicle that broke the mould. Whether it be a revolutionary drivetrain, unique handling, or something that's just a bit weird, these vehicles raised eyebrows on release and in some cases changed the way we think about cars. With trailblazing cars purchased, the teams will have just 3 days to dismantle them at this licensed braking facility west of London, before selling the parts to the highest bidder. To complicate matters further, they'll be working with a maximum stake of just £1,000. It's a mould-breaking challenge that requires two teams capable of thinking outside the box. First up are George and Sheldon. Stripper extraordinaire in this duo is George Percy.
You can't make an omelette without cracking a few eggs. And cars are no different.
Taking care of business is old moneybags himself, Sheldon Nichols.
Selling, it's like Christmas every day of the week for me.
They'll be up against Ben and Frankie. Providing some northern grit to the mechanical side of the operation is Ben Szymanski.
You can have all the tools you want, but if you don't have the skill, you're stuffed.
That leaves sales, marketing and public relations to the East End's Frankie Otway.
No checks, no receipts, no guarantees, no questions asked.
First on the to-do list is the selection of a target donor vehicle. George and Sheldon are hoping that a spot of fresh air will help loosen the grey matter.
Well, unless you're going to go back to a combustion engine, it's got to be an electric car, isn't it? Hybrid cars?
What about a Toyota Prius?
Well, yeah.
I mean, every minicab driver at the moment in London seems to be driving them. I'm sure there's plenty of bits we can get rid of.
Well, you make money out of it. Like you say, there's plenty of them out there. You've got the batteries, the engine, the panels.
Yeah, it's still another car, isn't it, at the end of the day?
When Toyota launched the world's first mass-produced hybrid car in 1997, they chose the name Prius, the Latin word for prior or before, as they saw this vehicle as the predecessor for cars of the future. The Toyota hybrid system powertrain works by combining a 1.5-litre petrol engine and a zero-maintenance magnet-design electric motor that can work together or independently to deliver low emissions and fuel efficiency. In our environmentally conscious times, the Prius is particularly popular in London, where it is exempt from the congestion charge. In addition, the rechargeable batteries that power the electric motor can also be used to store energy generated by solar panels and small wind turbines. This trailblazer could prove to be a big earner.
Yeah, about the Prius. OK. But you've only got one advertised. Just come in. OK, well, I'm very interested in it. So, the dark blue one, tell me about that one.
Sheldon's got a lead on a couple of breakable Toyotas in the Bedford area.
Well, Sheldon, are you ready for the wonderful world of hybrid cars?
Not really, but let's just get this thing done.
To leave with a hybrid scrapper, they'll need to do business with owner Mark.
We've got a couple of Priuses here. They're in pretty good working order. I don't think they'll be going very cheap because we could actually break them ourselves.
First up is a 2001 first-generation Prius in navy blue.
Everyone's raving about eco this and saving money but I don't know.
Well, does it start?
No, apparently it's got some problems with the batteries and it's going to cost something like £340 or somewhere around that sort of figure to get it sorted out.
I don't really want to be involved with that. There's only 2 ways to charge it. Because it's such high voltage, it's either going to be off of the engine, and we can't start that because the batteries are flat, and the only other way is to get a specialist unit round from Toyota. And apparently there's only one in the country, so that's not going to be cheap.
Fortunately, Mark's got something else to show them. It's an accident-damaged 2000 model. To get it roadworthy again would cost more than the repaired vehicle would be worth.
Start her up then, Shell. Pull the bonnet.
Mind your fingers.
Go on. That's so quiet, isn't it?
Sounds all right, doesn't she?
It's like a little sewing machine. Right, come on in. Let's take her out.
Take her out.
Yeah.
George, I hope no one sees me in this thing.
We're going to the beach, Sheldon. There's a few noises, Sheldon. Do you want the horn to go off as well?
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're enjoying every single bit of this.
This is brilliant.
I'm a respectable car dealer. Just hurry up and get this thing back.
It drives horrendously, but I'm sure there's bits on it that can be sold. The batteries are going to sell and the charging system. The engine, well, that's the same as the newer shape one, so we should be able to sell that. All in all, it's probably a good buy.
Back at base, it's decision time for Ben and Frankie. With the clock ticking, Ben is cutting to the chase.
Jensen Interceptor FF, first four-wheel drive production car, lovely motor. NSU R080, the first rotary Wankel engine.
Right, how about the Sinclair C5, one of those little tiddlers?
Is that a car?
Is it?
Well, it's got pedals. I've got to say, I am a little bit concerned. Do you think you're up to the task here?
Ben, I have never, not once in my life, in my career, let you down.
And as if to prove his point, Frankie begins searching for Ben's suggested mould breakers.
I'm trying to sort of get hold of a Jensen Interceptor. If you're sort of saying, like, that kind of money, I'm thinking, like, 20 grand less than what you've just said, sort of thing.
With budget proving a stumbling block for Jensen's, Frankie decides to call in some more down-market contacts.
I'm after a sort of mould-breaking motor. It's something that's changed the face of motoring, sort of thing, for example.
And perhaps worryingly, he's got a lead.
Yeah, still for sale? Oh, it is?
Frankie has brought Ben to Brighton to see his mystery motor.
I'm about to show that boy the surprise of his life.
The man with the best-kept motoring secret on the South Coast is Doug.
It's been in the garage for over 6 years. It's been sat in there. 1 or 2 people have broken into the garage. The battery was stolen, and it's not been seen since that. Until now, when it's now being sold.
So, what is the mystery vehicle lurking in this Sussex garage?
Hold that minute, son, will you, please?
Do we need a drum roll? Oh, wait, you idiot! What is that?
British car manufacturer Reliant can certainly be considered a mould-breaking company. With their Regal and Robin, they flew in the face of motoring convention by producing a car with just 3 wheels. From day one, the Robin was beset with problems. A tendency to tip over and self-combust being among the most serious. Nonetheless, the Robin has been a mainstay on British roads for some 40 years, largely because a loophole in British motoring legislation allowed it to be driven with a motorcycle licence and be taxed as if it were a motorbike with a sidecar. There are more than 3,500 Robin owners in the UK. The running gear is popular with trike builders, and Robins are even used in specialist motorsport. So Frankie's vehicle choice may not be as daft as it first appeared. Then again, it might.
Hey, look at that, Ben. Look at that. Oh.
Don't be fooled by the rust-free body shell. It's just made of fiberglass.
You've got to think about the following. The people that are right bang into these motors. I mean, you've got all sorts of people. They go to little get-togethers, little gatherings.
Wow.
I know the battery's gone, because he did say something about someone broke into it and nicked the battery. It got nicked.
They broke in and nicked just the battery. It about sums it up, doesn't it? Breaks in to the garage and steals 40 quid of a battery. Is it possible to be more disappointed than I've just been? Probably not, no.
Can you see us sort of getting it started? I mean, do you reckon you can develop it?
As much as I would like to hear this 850cc behemoth purr, no. There's a wheel in the way, the engine's right back there, we don't have a battery, we don't have the keys. I can't be bothered.
That's what I like about you, Ben. You're always so positive. This is why I love a gamble. And this is why I think now, I'm going to get this at the right dough. I know I'm going to have it off for this. We are, me and you.
You've put them all on black here, Frankie, if you can get it for the right money.
Back in Bedford, Sheldon is preparing for a spot of hybrid haggling.
Right, what's the numbers got to be?
It's going to be about 9.50 on that one.
I see about 500 quid mark.
Nah, I can't do it for that, mate. Not at all.
Oh, we're not going on this con.
Oh, yes, we are. I think the best I can do on it would be about 7.50.
7.50?
Yeah, I can't go no lower than that, mate.
Well, look, I'll show you what I got. OK? You're saying 7.50?
7.50.
6.50.
You're missing another one out, mate.
That's it, mate. That's what I'm prepared to pay for it. I mean, you can always give it back to me if you want.
To be honest with you, I could do with a space, so I will take it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you very much, mate.
Top man, Mark.
Cheers.
That's one barely drivable eco-icon with a wonky front wheel, purchased for 6,500 quid. Meanwhile, in Brighton, Frankie and Doug are preparing themselves for a bout of championship negotiating. Heavyweight division.
I know it's going to look spot on when we get in there, I mean... I'm going to offer you 120 quid for this.
No, I'm looking for 250.
Yeah, well, I thought you'd say that, Doug.
I'm looking for 250.
Yeah, I know what you're looking for, Doug. What if I said you 140, Doug? How does that make your sort of taste buds burst?
I'll come down a little bit, but I'll go down to 220.
220, Doug.
220.
No, Doug, we're not doing 220.
220.
No, Doug. 180 quid, Doug. That's all you're going to get out of me, love.
I'll be happy with 180.
You sure?
Yeah.
You are sure?
That's fine.
Doug,
You want to shake?
you're a lovely man, Doug.
Okay.
We've got to get out of this little motor now, so, look, I think you should go first.
Thieves may have considered it too shoddy to steal, but Frankie has snapped up this non-running Reliant for 180 quid.
All right, son?
Oh, no. Tricycle. We own a tricycle. I've got to say, you have really outdone yourself this time.
Thanks very much, Ben.
It's not a compliment.
Oh.
With our team's mould-breaking scrappers safely back at base, they now have just 3 days to strip the most valuable parts before selling them to the highest bidder. Anything left on the cars will be slung in the crusher and then weighed in for scrap. Before the braking commences, there's just time for the teams to check out each other's revolutionary ride.
What's this? What is it?
This is a Toyota Prius Mark 1 hybrid, I hasten to add.
Actually, we quite like it.
George, I like sandals, but I don't wear them, boy.
Probably got a foot issue.
Does she purr?
Yeah, like a kitten, mate.
Go on then, start it up.
Let's hear this kitten purr.
Here, Ben, you ain't got another 2 bob for the meter, have you?
Yeah, hang on.
I've got 2 for the price of 1 because it runs on petrol and also electricity.
You say 2 for 1, I say double trouble, Sheldon.
Do you know what I say? Double the profit, mate.
Anyway, what exactly about this is breaking the mould?
I reckon they should have broken the mould before they made it.
You are missing a trick here. It's lightweight plastic. It's mid-engined and rear-wheel drive. This is practically a Lotus Elise.
He's right.
Are you trying to sell it to me or to yourselves, mate?
No, fast little motor, this.
It's fast. What's the 0 to 60?
16.1.
Is that before or after it goes over the cliff?
It probably helps.
I'm telling you, see these were groundbreaking, and I'll tell you for why. Because 3 wheels is always going to be better than 4.
You know what, boys? That is the biggest donkey I've ever seen. You know what you need to do? Put a saddle on it, and a pair of you need to ride out of town.
So, Ben and Frankie have splashed out 180 quid on a Reliant Robin that couldn't even get itself stolen. The engine doesn't run, and they've already broken the wing mirror. But enthusiasts can see beauty in the strangest of places. George and Sheldon shelled out 650 notes on this eco-friendly first-generation Prius with an alternatively angled front wheel.